My dear sisters and brothers in Christ, at the beginning of today's Gospel reading, Jesus poses a striking question to his disciples. Can a blind person guide a blind person? The answer is obvious, and his audience would have known it immediately. But Jesus is not speaking about physical blindness. He is addressing a far more dangerous condition, spiritual blindness. This kind of blindness distorts our vision, causing us to focus on the faults of others while ignoring our own. Such a perspective is not only harmful to ourselves but also to others around us. We cannot share the light of faith if we willingly embrace the darkness of the world. Just as a student reflects the teachings of their master, a Christian must be a living reflection of Christ, radiating his light and truth. Jesus goes on to warn against hypocrisy, using vivid imagery to make his point. He speaks of a person who obsesses over the small faults of others while ignoring their own glaring mistakes. The word hypocrite comes from the Greek hypocrites, meaning an actor or a stage player. In ancient Greek theater, actors wore masks to conceal their true identities, performing roles that were not their own. Similarly, a hypocrite is someone who hides their true self, pretending to be virtuous while harboring sin within. When we claim to follow Christ but fail to align our actions with his teachings, we risk becoming hypocrites. True discipleship requires authenticity, humility, and a willingness to confront our own shortcomings before judging others. The life of Stefania Laka offers a powerful example of what it means to live as a true disciple of Christ. Born on January 6, 1914, in Wola Seliszczowska, Poland, Stefania was a devout Catholic peasant girl with a bright future ahead of her. She served as the editor of the diocesan weekly publication, Nasza Sprawa, Our Case, when the Nazis invaded Poland in 1939. Arrested by the Gestapo, Stefania endured brutal torture as they tried to extract information about her collaborators. Along with 60 other female prisoners, she was transported to Auschwitz, where she was stripped of her name and given the number 6886. Despite the horrors of the concentration camp, Stefania's faith and courage shone brightly. Because she spoke German fluently, she gained access to the camp's document section. There she secretly altered records to save innocent lives, sparing many from the gas chambers or lethal injections. Stefania also administered the sacrament of baptism to dying Christian babies and offered prayers and comfort to those facing death. Her fellow prisoners lovingly called her the guardian angel of Auschwitz. Helena Panik, another survivor, testified that Stefania even offered to die in her place if her number was called. Stefania survived Auschwitz but died on November 7, 1946 at the young age of 33 due to the effects of malnutrition and abuse. Today, the Church in Poland has begun the process of her canonization, recognizing her as a heroic witness to the light of Christ in one of history's darkest chapters. In a world filled with darkness, Stefania Laka was a beacon of Christ's light. Her example calls us to see others as Christ sees them. Instead of focusing on the faults and failures of those around us, we are called to recognize the goodness and dignity inherent in every person. Let us ask for the grace to see ourselves and others as God sees us, beloved, redeemed, and worthy of His love. Let us also strive to help others grow in their true dignity and worth before God. Let us try to see the world through the eyes of Jesus. May our lives reflect His light, and may our actions help others to walk in His truth.